Now we're going to do another mathematical knowledge problem on the ASVAB. The question is 35% of what number is equal to 16? So when you have something like this, I want you to think of cross multiplying, because cross multiplying is used most of the time when you have a percentage involved. So what do we know? We know that 35 is going to be over 100. So in cross multiplying you have two fractions. So this is the first one, and that's the part of the whole, and the whole is always 100%. So I can put that there if you need that, if it helps you. And then it says 35% of what number is equal to 16. So we know that 35% of some number is 16. So we're going to put the 16 on top, and the one piece of information they didn't give us is the actual total. So we'll put that on the bottom. So now let's read it again. 35% of what number is equal to 16? So we got them all in the correct places. And I want you to remember that as soon as they give you a percentage, you put that over 100, and that way you have 2 out of the 4 done. Now the only question is, did they give you the number that is the total or the part of the total? So we got the part of the total that's equal to 35%. So now let's multiply. So you got 35 times x is equal to 16 times 100, and I just like to take the whole numbers, the 1 and the 16. 16 times 1 is 16, and then add the 2 zeros. That's much easier than having to do the full complete multiplication. And then we're going to divide both sides by 35. And I'm doing this in full out in writing because you don't have a calculator on the ASVAB, so you better practice doing these things by hand and not calculator. A lot of people that I've worked with don't, and then they take the test and then they're getting things wrong because they're not used to having to multiply or divide. So start practicing that now. So now 35 goes into 1,600. Let's see. So first 35 goes into 160, let's say 4 times, and let's check it. So we're at 140, and that's good. If we do it if we go one above, we'll go over the 160. So we do 4 times 35 is 140. Subtract. Now 35 goes into 200. Let's try 6 times. And we went over, so I was wrong. So now let's try 35 times 5. And we're at 175. So we'll put the 5 up there. Subtract. And we have a remainder of 25. So it says 35% of what number is 16, so we're going to say it's the 45. And you'll be able to see that when you have the 4 different answers, you want to go with the one that is here. So even though there's a remainder, we will just stick with the number that is on top of the division problem. So watch this a couple times and really get used to the percentages, because once you do this, you're halfway there. But you have to remember to use the 100% on the bottom. And then you just ask yourself, well, what number did they give us? Did they give us the total, which is on the bottom? Or did they give us the portion of the total, which is on the top? So right away you have 3 pieces of information, and It's just up to you to solve the fourth one, which would be the x.